V'nosnu ish chulu kofer nafsho l'Hashem, and each man should give an atonement for his soul to Hashem. V'lo yihiyeh b'hem negef bifkodasam, and there won't be a plague amongst them in their counting. Ha'inyan, the concept is, Kihine amru razal perekama de tainis. Sages said the first chapter of Tainis Taf Ches Sof Amud Beis Beperek Gimel the Baba Metzia Daf Mem Beis Amud Aleph. And so it says in those places, Shein Abracha Mitzoya Ela B'Devar Samoy Min Ha'ayin. The blessing is only found in something hidden from the eye. V'lo b'davar hamadud v'hamanoi, but not in something measured or counted. And like it's brought in Shulchan Aruch, v'hainu ki davar hasamoi min ha'ayin zeu inyan alma diskasya, because something that's hidden from the eye, that's the concept of the hidden world, as opposed to alma diskalia, the revealed world. This is from Hashasham b'chinas habracha elyona, because in the hidden world, that's where you have the supernal blessing. Ki chachma bubina trein rein lo misfarshin, because wisdom and understanding are the two friends that don't separate. Ihu baruch v'ihi bracha. He, the masculine, is blessing, and v'ihi, and she, the feminine, is bracha. So you have the masculine blessing and the feminine blessing. Parshas like it's brought in Zohar HaKadosh, that the hidden, the Chachma and Bina, these are the hidden levels as opposed to the emotional levels which are more revealed. So that's like the concept of Alma Diskasya, and that's where you have the concept of bracha. And look, in the Siddur, Imdach, from the memoriam of the Alter Rebbe, said by the Middle Rebbe, when it explains the word Nevarech, or Os Beis Siflamed Hey, bracha mitzad ima ilachul, it says there that bracha, that's from the level of ima, of bina. Ubzor cheli gimel b'midbar kuf yud zayin amud beis the birchas lo sharia b'minyana. And in Zohar b'midbar it says that a blessing does not rest in the counting. Uperush Ramaz birchas le'ela, and the Ramaz explains that the blessing from above, hu mitzad abba ve'ima, again that's from the mother and the father, the chachma and the bina, shebehem koach v'nahar yotze me'eden, that from them you have the strength of the river that comes out from Eden. The lo psik la'almin chulu, that never stops. So that's the concept of chachma and bina don't separate. That the Eden is the chachma and the river is the bina. The bina. She'ikar ha'mispar ve'aminyan hu be'etzadas tovera. The main concept of counting and number is in the tree of knowledge of good and evil. V'hainu ba'alma diskalia, that's in the revealed world. V'lechein sham ein habracha mitzoya ki'im ba'alma diskasya, and therefore you don't have the blessing resting over there because you have evil as well. But ki'im ba'alma diskasya, only in the hidden world, shisham eitz ha'chaim, that there you have the concept of the tree of life. Bina hiskalus atik, and in Bina you have the revelation of Panimius HaKeser, the inner concept of Keser, that's called atik, shu rosh makor kol bracha, that's the source of all the blessing, the concept of pleasure in Keser, that's revealed in Bina. So in the hidden world, that's where you have, and in the concept of the tree of life, that's where you have the bracha. Like this concept of the Eitz Chaim is brought in Zohar B'Shalach. V'ayin b'Torah or Parshas Lech Lecha b'dibur hamaschil Lech Lecha Ma'atzecha. And look in Torah or in the Mamar Lech Lecha, when you go out from your land, in Avraham, the concept of Avraham is Avram, he's a high father, the concept of Chachma, that he goes out from Chachma downwards. Aidei Ahei Shehu Bina. How does Avram go downwards through the Hey, that's Bina, that's added to the name? Balo Habracha Chulu, and that's Veheye Bracha. That's how Avraham is going to attain the concept of bracha, to draw it down, the Avram, the father, thy father. The concept of blessings in Bina, that's like it's brought the concept that a river from its own sides does it increases from its own sides. The sides of the river increase the flow of the river. So the concept of mavrich is to greaten the flow of the river, and the concept of the rivers corresponds with bina. So, meaning to say that from itself, from bina, that's where you have this increase in flow of blessing. And the river that flows out from Eden, that's Bina and so forth. And look in the Mamar of Shiur about how there's 60 queens. And about Bina it says that to his understanding, there's no number, meaning to say it's higher than the concept of number because it's not manoi, it's not counted, rather it's higher than that. It's from the Alma Diskasia, the hidden world where there's bracha, that since the blessing rests over there, therefore the number can increase there to a concept of there's no number higher than number. It's meaning to say it's so much that there's no number. And that's like the concept of like a great number. That's meaning to say it's no longer confined. Okay, like the concept of the 100 years of Chayesara, that corresponds with the level of Arich, right? So you have the 7 corresponds with the Midos, and the 20 corresponds with Abba and Ima, and the 100 corresponds with the Arich. That's the concept of the number that comes in a greater way than the normal way numbers come, meaning to say it's coming as a concept of 100. That's not the case below. So you see that's a concept of ein mispar, meaning to say that the number is greatened. The concept is elevated to a higher idea. And that's the concept of blessing as well. To have 10 included in 10. And those 10 you also should be included of another concept of 10. Which is not the case in the revealed world. There you can't change anything. And like it's brought in the Mamar that you should command Bnei Yisrael v'amar ta'aleim es korbani lachmi. You should say unto them about how the korbanos of my bread. Shemitzad bechinas memalik ol almin ein yochol lishtanos davar. That so from the inner the divinity within creation, there you can't have a change of anything. It's a measured flow that's decided and given to the creations, Ela kamoshu kach nishar, just as it was given, that's how it stays. Kamoshu mehergel efshar lihasas meharegel efshar lahasas yad v'lo mehayad deregel chulu. That just like that, you can't change a foot into a hand, or a hand into a foot. Kim dafka mebechinas soviv kol almin. It's only from the encompassing divinity that encompasses creation. Like we said, the hidden world. That's where you can change something from one side to the other. So, meaning to say that the number is no longer confined to regular numbers, but it's really gone beyond it. So it's not, so when you have a number is measured from here to there, but you have something that's beyond number, you can flip it from one side to the other because it's no longer confined to this one state. And that's the difference between the concept of the revealed world, that each thing is already clarified to where it belongs, in division, each concept to itself. Therefore it can't change and become greater. But in the hidden world, there you have the resting of the encompassing concept of divinity. There you can have a greatening of blessing and a greater amount. To awaken you to the concept of the Asuch Shaman, the Elisha, the vial of oil from Elisha that he made a miracle for the Isha Achas Mibnei HaNevim, that to this one lady whose children were going to be taken by the people she owed money to, and he made a miracle that the oil should continuously flow until there were no more vessels to receive it. And that one vial, the Asuch Shaman, continued to give and flow oil without end, without number. Now, and so that's the concept of Shaman, is the concept of Chachma in general. So that's the concept of Riboy Bracha, and coming from Alman Diskasya. And similarly, the miracle of Hanukkah, that they lit it for 8 days, meaning to say that usually it was confined to a certain number one day, but it lit longer than that. It lit to a higher concept of number. And so we can say the source of this blessing, it's drawn from the source of the source for the kav. So the kav hamida is within creation. Hashem shines a light from beyond creation, and that's the measuring stick for the oros, for the alma diskalia, for the mamala kol almin, for the divinity within creation, each creation according to its measure. That's the kav, that's, so to speak, the measuring stick of creation. But that's already, so to speak, measured. It gives, if it's going to give a certain measure to each thing. But the source of that is beyond the measure that the Kavamida gives. And look in the beer and Liquidity Torah, and the Mamar about how you should bless. Concerning the concept of how Hashem should lift up his countenance. Alma Diskasya b'Torah or Parshas Parshas b'Dibur HaMazchil have inyan habrachos, and also look at this concept of the revealed world and the hidden world in Torah or in Parshas Parshas concerning the concept to understand the concept of blessings. Omnam mevuar b'makom acher in Kriyas Yamsuf hafach yam li'abasha. Now it's explained in another place the concept of the splitting of the sea, which is flipping the sea to dry land. Hush alma diskasya. So the concept is that the hidden world yomshach begilui mama should become into a revealed state. Kamo alma diskalya, just like the revealed world is in a revealed state. Vuhush, he said that and this is a change in the order of the gradation of the worlds, that the hidden world is hidden and the revealed world is revealed. And now you're revealing the hidden world, and this is in order that you should have the revelation of the Torah by the giving of the Torah. Because the whole concept of the Torah and the mitzvos is in order to draw down the revelation of the divinity that encompasses creation into the divinity that's within creation, the soviv into the mamale. And that is that the hidden world should shine in a revealed state to the revealed world. And that's the concept of a dwelling place in the lower realms. And that's brought in the Medrash Tanchuma. In order to have this kind of revelation, you need to have it needs to be through a drawing down from the essence of the infinite light, that equates the above and the below, that in front of the essence of the infinite light, the Atmos Ein Sof. So there's no difference between above and below, and encompassing and the encompassing divinity, the Mamali and the Sovev, and the divinity within creation. Calls it Torah or Parshas B'Shalach. Like it's brought all this in Torah or in Parshas B'Shalach B'Dibur HaMaschil Ashir L'Havaya that I'm going to sing to Hashem, because He's exalted upon exalted, higher than the exalted, meaning that the encompassing is also incomparable, just like the inner revelations. So since in the revealed world He's shining this hidden level, therefore the blessing can also be found at this point in this state in the revealed world as well. Because also here then is shining, then being revealed, this encompassing concept. And on this it says that the number of Bnei Israel will be like the sands by the sea, that cannot be counted, meaning to say that you have the counting, but it's not going to be able to be counted, it's beyond counting. That even the counting, which is the revealed world, is going to have such a tremendous blessing, just like the concept of something that you cannot count, the concept of how there's no counting, there's no measure to Hashem's understanding. And that is that it'll be like the sands by the sea, that the sea is the hidden world. Right, so that's the land is like the revealed world, and the sea is like the hidden world. So the sands by the sea is like the concept of number as it exists in the state of the hidden world. And this is itself is like the difference explained before between the number and the counting of Es Shedarko Limnos, that which is usually counted. That's the higher level of Bnei Israel. That the and the difference between the Kol Shedarko Limnos, all that's usually counted. So that's that we said the Kol corresponds with the negative counting. That's the lower counting. So the number that confines, and the number beyond confining. So the Eis Shedarko Limnos is the number beyond confining, because we're revealing the Ein Mispar into the Mispar, the Alma Diskasya into the Alma Diskalya, and that's the number of Bnei Israel. Now, because by the splitting of the sea, it says, it's written that they saw that the nation saw Hashem. That in that state, the nation came to fearing Hashem. All his holy ones should fear Hashem. Es taika, es havaya kol kedosha. The fear es havaya, the word es specifically, sheyiyu bebechinas bittul mamosh, that they should be in a true state of nullification. That it's not mehavaya, it's not from havaya, but it's es havaya. That's direct. It's more direct, a direct nullification to the name of havaya. And this is like the creatures of the sea, that they're more nullified. They do not seem to be a separate entity from the sea itself. They're part of the sea. And not like the creations of the land, that they seem to be in existence, something separate from the land itself. Because the sea covers over them. Also their life, and where they establish themselves is specifically within the sea. So just like this, it says by Moshe that he was taken from the water, that he was completely nullified in his source, the concept of the encompassing divinity, that in front of Hashem, on that level, there's nothing that exists in comparison, meaning to say the higher and the lower are equalized, hashaveh mashveh. And that's the concept of fear Hashem, es havaya, with the word es, to be nullified to Hashem on that state, like the creatures of the sea, like Moshe and his source in Soviv Kol Almin. That the souls of Israel merited this by the splitting of the sea. That's the concept of the sea turning to dry land, that the sea being revealed within the hidden world into the revealed world, Alma Diskalya. Therefore, the counting on this level of Bnei Israel, when you reveal the hidden into the revealed, so that's the concept of those things that it's the way to count them. The word with the word es. The higher level, and therefore in this number, the blessing is going to rest because we're revealing it from the hidden world. Like the blessing that was given, that you're going to be like the sands of the sea that you cannot count. That's going to be a number that can't count. That is, on the one hand, it's a number from Alma Diskalya, and from the revealed world. On the other hand, that you can't be counted, that it's beyond counting. At the same time, from the Alma Diskalya, from the hidden world, that even though they are in a concept of number, they're completely nullified. And this nullification is to the one of the world, the single Hashem, the single unity of Hashem, of creation. And in this state, Bnei Israel are called in a singular term, like the 70 soul of Yaakov. That even though there were 70, they're called one soul in the singular, because they were in a state of nullification. This number was in a higher state of number, a state of bittul, nullification. Similarly, it says by the giving of the Torah that that Yisrael made camp in the singular, not vayachanu, but vayichan. It's as if one person made camp in the singular. And look at what's brought about this on the verse that the Yehudim received the Torah in the days of Achashverosh. V'kibel similarly is also a singular, not v'kiblu. V'kibel ha-Yehudim, that's a singular, that they received the Torah also in a state of number beyond number. V'zehu as shedarko limnos. And this is the concept of that which is usually counted, the word as, she'im hiosan davar shebeminyan, that even though they are something that's usually counted, and bebechinas es hatafel mamash, they're still considered nullified. As hatafel, as refers to something that's subservient and nullified. This is a general question you could ask. Why, if it says in the Gemara that the blessing doesn't rest in something that's counted, why do we see that Bnei Israel are counted? And the answer is because by Bnei Israel, their counting is on a higher level, through the kofar nafshu and so forth, and done in a way of bittul to Hashem. And therefore, it's like the splitting of the sea, that the counting, that the hidden world is revealed into the revealed world, the Alma Diskasya into the Alma Diskaya, and that's the question he's answering here, that the Bnei Israel are in a higher state of counting. Therefore, this number, there's no nurturance to the external forces, the other side, Shari Hu Achdus Gamor, because it's a complete state of unity of Hashem. Ketzer Habrach Abasamecha Alma Diskasya. So the blessing in your storehouses is from the hidden world, Ihi Bracha, that the feminine concept is bracha, the concept of bina. That's where the bracha comes from, as opposed to baruch, which is the masculine concept. V'nar yotze me'eden, that's the bracha is the river that comes out from Eden. Eitz HaChaim, that state is like the tree of life, as opposed to the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Piskal soviv kol almin, and the revelation of the encompassing divinity. Therefore, to his wisdom, to his understanding, there's no number higher than number. Because within the order of the divinity that fills creation, there's no change. But the encompassing concept of divinity, there where we say that Hashem can do anything, it's beyond the measure that Hashem has given within creation, and therefore it's beyond measure any revelation from there. And therefore, in the revealed world, the blessing doesn't rest. But the splitting of the sea is a revelation of the hidden world, into the revealed world, through the concept of that he's higher than high, beyond the concept of above and below. So it can be revealed into the hidden world as just as he's revealed into the revealed world, into the iskasi, just like the iskalia. Then you're going to have the number of the grains of sand that you cannot count, meaning to say it's a number, but not a number at the same time, because you have a revelation from the beyond, from the hidden into the revealed. And this number is called that which is usually counted, because by the splitting of the sea, as Hashem, and that the nation feared Hashem directly, not mi Hashem, but from Hashem, not mi Hashem from Hashem, but as Hashem, they feared Hashem directly. If so, in this state, the number is attached to the concept of there's no number, and so the finite is attached and together with the infinite together, like the concept of 100 years of Baisar, that it's a number, but it's from Keser. V'sheva shanim shebebechinas Keser, and like by the 7 years is included together with the counting of the 100 years, that you have 120 and 7. They're all included together in the same concept, just like the 7 years, which is a lower level of counting, but it's included in the same counting of the 100 years, that it's elevated to that level of Keser. Kol Mei Hashem Mispar Rav. So V'sheva Shanim. I'm sorry. So the concept of Mei Shana is in the singular. Shebebechinas Keser Kol Mei Hashem Mispar Rav. That in the concept of the 100 years, which is a great number, that's where it uses shana, one singular year, because it's concept of number, a great number, but it's in the singular, which is not the case with 7, which is the lower level of number. So that's shanim, 7 years. So it's not in the concept of the 7 years, like I thought that the 7 years are included in the counting of the 100. Rather, the 7 years is the concept of the plural, shanim, and the Mei Ashana is a singular, the concept of nullification to the one, but not in the counting. So you have by Hashem as well, you have this concept that you have how Hashem is one, but not in the counting of numbers, that it's a number, but it's beyond number. So this revelation of this state from Hashem is revealed into the creation when the creation is nullified to Hashem. So they also are, this concept is revealed into them of how they are a number beyond number, beyond numbers. So Mea Shana and Asher Lo Maya Mispar B'nei Yisrael Asher Lo Yisaper. Gam Zeu Al Derech HaEfresh Ben Riboy HaOros Lo Riboy HaKelim. So this is a chiddush within the Kitzer, that it wasn't in the paragraph of the Mamar. This concept, it was elaborated here. This is also the difference between many lights and the many vessels. That you have a concept of number by the lights and a number by the vessels. So what's the difference between the number of the two? That the lights, as you go upward, you get more lights, and below, and as you go below, you get less lights. That's why the higher number, the 10,000s, that's in Keser, and the thousands are in Chachma Bina, Lef Chachma Chulu, that I will teach you wisdom is from the language of 1,000. So we see that it goes down from 10,000 to 1,000 as you go from above to below. But by the vessels, it's the opposite. That as you go further down, and this is the concept of the many combination of letters of Malchus, and it's called the city of our Elohim, of Elokeinu. That the concept of the city is made out of many bricks and stones, so you have the combinations of the letters or build up the city, and the further you go down, the more combinations of letters you have, as is known in the concept of Miloi and Miloi de Miloi. The Chitzonius is the Miloi is the concept of the Chitzonius, and the more Miloi that you have, the lower it is in general. Now, the great amount of lights, even though they're a tremendous amount, they're all in a great state of nullification. That the higher you go, the more nullified it is. Therefore, the number is, so to speak, a greater concept of number, because it's become more nullified. So it gets closer to the state of a number without counting. It's all these numbers in this, as in the Oros, are in a state of Biltul and Achtos Echad in one unity. And look in the Ramaz in Bamidbar, in the Zohar Kadosh, when he explains the concept of the number of Bnei Israel, that they can't be counted. And look in the Zohar Kadosh in Pekudei, Kabi Ashtei Asar Osif Asfan, that Ashtei Asar, I'm going to add letters, Vigara, and to take away. Shemitzadri Boyakelim Nimshach Bechinas Ayesh V'davar Nifrad, that from the concept of the many vessels, that the more vessels you go, the further down you go, that the higher the vessels are, the fewer. But as you go further down, this causes the opposite of nullification, bechinas hayesh, an existence to itself, so to speak, v'davar nifrad, and something that seems separate, to the point where you have the concept of klipas noga, something that's a complete existence for it, that hides godliness in the klipa. And that's why that's the concept of the more you add, the more you take away, because as you go further down, you're hiding godliness more and more. And the opposite with the lights, the more lights you are, the higher you're going, and the more nullified you are.